we go. It's busy doing its little circles and numbers, people coming into the room. So welcome everyone. It's nice to have all of you into today's session. Now, this is a second session with, and I want to say the family, the team from Zoho. They are obviously going to be going through a more specific on different tasks. The first session that we had, and Mohammed, I want to thank you for going through it, was in huge amounts of depth and it was lots of information. We had a lot of requests coming back, and with all these requests, there were, I want to say, 5 key areas that agents really said, hey guys, could we just do this again? And that's exactly why I reached back out to Mohammed to come and say, hey, thank you for such an amazing session, but let's go down and just be very specific on these. So what are we going to cover today? And Mohammed, I'm pretty sure that you know because I've sent that through to you. To share with everybody, we're going to be looking at the biggest question: to set it up on third-party devices and platforms, things like Outlook, things like Gmail, because people are familiar with those. So we're going to make sure that you understand how to do it. And I actually went through it, and it's actually very easy. I couldn't believe how easy it was. But when you're doing it for the first time, maybe it's a little bit more complicated. The second one is autoresponders. These are these responders where either you're on leave or you actually just want to have somebody send you an email and it automatically says, hey, thank you for your email. I'm looking forward to chatting to you within X, Y, and Z. The third one is signatures, using the platform so that you can actually have a brand compliant signature that actually goes out on all of your emails that go out. And then for some of you, we actually had quite a bit of requests. You're still using your personal email addresses, your Gmail addresses, etc. But you want to look at a little bit more professional. Now, you might have a client that sends it to you on your Gmail, your personal account, but to bring this into the Zoho platform where you can actually see it so that you don't have to go to 10 different platforms to be able to see everything. So that's the fourth one. And then the last one, and this one, and Mohammed, you can tell your team over there, this is amazing. The Zoho app and desktop application. I must admit, I went and I tested it. It's actually amazing. And I would strongly recommend all of you getting that Zoho app on your phone when you're actually doing things. It's amazing. It brings everything together. And I'm actually going to be a big advocate to say, please make sure that each and every one of you definitely downloads that. So Mohammed, you can say to the team here from South Africa, that was like a big thumbs up on those particular apps because it makes everything so smooth as you're going actually through. So I've done a lot of introductions. Mohammed, how are you doing? I know there's been a lot of turmoil in different parts of the world, but you are safe and your family are safe?
Yes, Stuart. Thanks for asking. Yes, we are doing well. So far, it's all good
All right.
over here.
Fantastic. Very concerned about that. And just remember, we're always here in South Africa. We're open arms. We are here to help in there. So anyway, let me hand over to you, Mohammed. I know that you're going to do an absolutely fantastic job. You should be able to share your screen to actually show. So over to you. This is Mohammed from Zoho to give us those quick little overcaps. Thanks so much.
All right, Stuart. Thank you so much for your introduction and your great feedback. Let me just share my screen. Let me know once you're able to see it.
Yeah, it should be coming through. There we go. We can see your screen. Go for it.
Perfect. So now you can see my Zoho mail, right?
Absolutely. We can see.
All right, Stuart. So to start with, let me show you how you can add your Zoho mail account in a third-party platform like Outlook, Gmail, Thunderbird, or any platform. So first thing is like we have a specific feature called IMAP, POP, or ActiveSync. So these features are the features which helps you to add your account in any third party. So first thing first, what you need to do is like you need to ensure whether this feature is enabled for your account or not. So to check that, just go to your settings icon from your right hand side, gear icon, press on it. Scroll down to the bottom, you'll see an option called mail accounts over here. Or you can just search here, IMAP. And yes, it will take you right away to mail accounts, then to your default account, which is your mailbox address. And over here, you'll see general, POP, IMAP, SMTP details. So these are the details which we will be requiring to add your account in a third-party application. So when you scroll down, you'll see IMAP access. So now it is enabled. So by default, for some accounts, it will not be enabled. So all you need to do is like just check mark here and save the settings. So just like that, you have enabled IMAP access. Now, in order to add your account, let me just show you a sample. So this is my Outlook account. I'll just quickly remove my account added over here. So now I'm going to add my account again. So depending upon the application that you use, at times it might ask which type of account are you adding, whether it's IMAP, POP, Gmail, or ActiveSync accounts. So based on a preference, you can just select like IMAP, POP, or anything. So select IMAP because I'm trying to add my account as an IMAP. So the main difference between IMAP and POP is like POP is just one-way sync. So for example, let's say I'm adding my account as a POP in my Outlook account. Once all the emails are synced from Zoho Mail to Outlook, I can have a backup of that emails in my Outlook. So let's say if I'm deleting an email which has already been synced to Outlook, it will not be reflected in Outlook. Even if I'm deleting an email from Zoho Mail, it will still be there in my Outlook account because it's just a one-way sync. Now, when it comes to IMAP, it's two-way sync. So whatever changes you make in your Outlook or Zoho Mail, both will be synced right away. So if I'm deleting an email from my Zoho Mail, it will be reflected in my Outlook and vice versa as well. So I'm adding my account as an IMAP. So by default, it came as an IMAP. So this is my account details, username. So by default itself, it's shared me my incoming and outgoing details, which you can see over here. Yeah, so these are the details like imappro.zoho.com and smtppro.zoho.com for my account. But for your account, it would be different since your account is hosted in EU data center. I believe it would be imappro.zoho.eu, which is same across your organization for all the users. So it is just the user credentials which will be different when we are adding the account in any third-party client. But however, the IMAP and SMTP details would be static for all. So these are the details. I'll just make quick tweaks on it. Entering my normal password. Yeah, so just like that, I have added my account to Outlook. So now over here, what I used was like my normal password and my email address. Now let's say if you are someone who is having two-factor authentication enabled. Two-factor authentication, like if you have any encryptions like to receive OTP as soon as you enter password, in that case, you will not be able to use the same password. Instead, you will have to generate an application specific password. Let me share. So this is my account specific settings where I can set up my recovery email address, mobile number, and everything. In case if you have enabled any multi-factor authentication like SMS-based OTP or something, that is the time when you'll have to generate an application specific password to sync your account with any third party. So for that, you can just generate a password from here. Go to your Zoho mail, click on the profile picture icon, click on my account, and it will take you to this page, security, add passwords, generate password, and you can enter the name, generate. Yeah, so this is just the one-time password which I'll be using to integrate my account with any third parties. This is only used in case if my account is having any multi-factor authentication or two-factor authentication. So that's how you can add your account. And just for a sample purpose, let me try adding or showing you by how to add it in my Mac mail. So I just removed my existing account and I'm trying to re-add it. Okay, so this is what I was referring earlier. When you are trying to add an account, at times the provider, depending upon the provider where you are trying to add, it will give you certain options on which type of account that you're trying to add. Yeah. Yeah. So over here, it's not iCloud, Microsoft Exchange or anything. It's just other mail account. And over here, I'm just entering my password because the account that I'm trying to add is an IMAP account. Since I do not have any options available over here, I'm just selecting the option which I have, which is other mail account. Entering the password. Okay, now over here, it's asking me to enter the IMAP and SMTP details. Just in case if you're not aware about this detail, just go back to your account, click on settings icon, scroll down to the bottom, mail accounts, IMAP, and over here, you will have the account detail, server settings. imapro.zoho.com. Okay. So just like that, I have added my mailbox as well. It is just syncing the email slowly. So as you can see, now all my Zoho mails started appearing in my Mac mail as well. Now, to add your personal Gmail account or any other email to Zoho Mail, similarly, go to settings icon, scroll down to the bottom and you'll see mail accounts. So this is where you can see all the emails that are part of your account. If there is any external account added or if there is an Indian email address, everything will be visible over here. So over here, I already have my Gmail account. Just remove it. Okay. Now I will re-add the Gmail account. So over here, I'm adding an external account to my Zoho mail address so that I don't need to personally open my Gmail again to check. Instead, I can have it checked from my Zoho mail itself. So over here, these are a couple of the options that Zoho Mail provide by default. So I'm adding my account as IMAP and Google. So over here, I have an option whether I want emails to be synced only from a specific date or if it's all email. If it's all email, I can just leave it as it is. Or if I only want email starting from a specific date, I can mention the date time frame over here. So it is asking me to authenticate my Zoho Mail presence in my Gmail account. So Zoho Mail is asking me permission to connect to my Gmail account. So I'm proceeding to give or grant permission from my Gmail account. Okay. So just like that, I have added my Gmail account. So you can see the account details, incoming details and everything. So since I pressed on Google options, I didn't have to enter the IMAP details because by default, the settings are already saved in Zoho Mail. Similarly, for Outlook, Office 365, with any other Zoho account, you don't need to enter the IMAP or SMTP details. Those are only required in case if you are going to add any account which is not part of the options that are provided there. And now within my internal and external account, I can just have the option to make or the account which I want to make it as a default. I'll have that choice. By default, it's the Zoho mail address, which will be the default account. Now I can switch to the Gmail account in case if I want to make it as a default one. Once you have added your Gmail account, now to go to your Gmail account, go to the bottom of your screen from your left hand side and you will see your name mentioned on the bottom along with the drop up icon. If you click on it, it will show you the accounts that you have part of. Yeah. Since I made my Gmail account as the default one, it just opened my Google account by default. So this is my Gmail account. And here is my Zoho mail account. Now let's say if I'm making my Zoho mail account as primary, whenever I open my account, it will be my Zoho account, which will be displayed instead of Gmail. All right. So now by default, it's opening my Zoho mail account. If I click on the drop-up icon, it will show me the options. And over here, you can see my Gmail account, which I added recently. If I click on it, it takes me to my Gmail account. I can receive emails and reply back to the emails just like how it is. And the email will be going from my personal Gmail itself. Okay. And now coming back to the other one. Yeah, autoresponders. So let's say like if you're going for a vacation or short leave and you want to let all of the senders or contacts know that you are on leave whenever they send an email, from your settings itself, you have an option called out of office. Now to set up that, click on the settings icon. You'll see the options here, out of office. So this is where you can configure an out of office template, which has to be sent automatically in case if anyone is trying to contact you while you are away from office. So you can mention the time frame here. So let's say March 5th to 15th. Okay, starting from okay. So the days are unavailable. So is it gonna be only weekdays or weekends? You can mention it. So I'm selecting the entire week. Okay, so this is the template which I'm setting up for my out of office, and over here, the option whether the external user auto response has to be activated or whether it has to be set up internally itself. So I'm just disabling this option, choose the account from which the template has to be sent. So by default, it is my account. So what is the interval on what basis the email has to be triggered? Whether it has to be one replay for the entire duration of the unavailability. Like if the sender is sending upon like multiple emails during my inavailability, whether it has to be one email or consecutive email, based on the conditions, I can set up the options over here. So replay the consecutive emails with a gap of 2 days, or if the same person is reaching out within 3 days, or if the same sender is for all emails on the same day. So send one response for the entire unavailability. So they will be aware about it. So the same will be marked as out of office in my calendar. So in case if any of my colleagues try to check my calendar, the same will be marked over there as well. And for any event invitation from Zoho meeting or anything, by default, if I get an email, it will be declined for only new events. So these are the options which you can configure over here. And towards the end, you also have the option whether you want to save the auto-responded emails in the sent folder or not to have a track of who all tried contacting you and save. So just like that, you have created an out-of-office template for yourself, where this template will be sent out for all the senders who are trying to contact you while you are away from office. Now, the same thing can also be configured by the admin from the admin console. In case if you forget to set this up, you can just contact your admin who can set this up on behalf of you. Now, let's say if you want only few emails to be auto responded, not everything. So apart from out of office, you might also have a requirement where you want an auto response to send to a key client when they are sending an email, more like an acknowledgement email that you received it and you're looking on it. So for that type of requirements, you can just create a filter over here. So you can mention the person's email or domain. So let's assume that I have a key client from the domain name bym.co. So I'm just creating a template to send an auto response, more like an acknowledgement email. So I have set up the condition with domain name is. Yeah. Under the actions, you can select the option. Yeah. Send an auto response. And over here, you'll have the option to set up a template or create a template. So this is the template which I am using. So in case if I'm receiving an email from any email address with the domain name byron.co, which is a key account of mine which I'm managing, there will be an acknowledgement email that will be sent by default to them. So this is the filter which I created. So this is also one way how you can use an auto response system to acknowledge an email or to send out any auto response by creating a filter. And in case if you're going on leave or short vacation or something, you can just set up with the out of office option. And yeah, so by that I have covered IMAP on how you can add your account as an IMAP in the third party, and how you can add your personal account in your Zoho mail, and how you can set up out of office, and how you can send out auto response. Now, when it comes to Zoho mail application, okay, show the application. So this is our Zoho Mail desktop application, which is available in both Mac and Android or Windows systems. The same is available for mobile phone as well, both in iPhone and Android devices as well. So this is how the UI looks like for Zoho Mail desktop application. You pretty much have all the features which are available in browser over here in desktop as well. And over here, you can also manage multiple accounts. So let's say if you're having more than one Zoho Mail account, you can add multiple accounts over here. You can see this is my other account which I'm managing. So I can just switch back easily. Yes. So from here also you can set up the same out of office or IMAP, or even adding your Gmail account is also visible over here. You can also check your Gmail account from here in your Zoho Mail desktop. And apart from that, you can also see the add-on features like calendar, to-do, task management, and everything from your Zoho Mail desktop application. So let's see the contacts, bookmarks, resource, and everything over here. And on your right-hand side, you can see the integrations. Okay. So on your right-hand side, you can see a couple of features on settings, attachment, calendar, and everything. So if you click on this attachments, it will show you all the attachments that have been shared with you in your email account. So by this way, like in case if you want to see any huge attachment that has been consuming storage, or if you want to clear a few attachments, you can just have it quickly cleared from here rather than deleting the complete emails. And then over here, you can also have a calendar view for the day, or for a week, or for a month, to see like when you are occupied, or in case if you want to select any available slots to provide to a customer, you can just have a quick view from the mail window itself. Apart from that, the other ones visible over here are all the integrations which are available within Zoho Mail, like Zodesk, which is also a different platform of Zoho for support, like creating a ticket and everything. Since it is not integrated, it's showing an error for me. Similarly, CRM platform, so projects platform, work drive, meeting, and everything. So since my work drive is integrated with Zoho Mail, it opened up my work drive account and I can see the folders, files. So let's say if I want to quickly draft an email on a specific file from my work drive, I can just click on work drive from here, select the folder. I can select the file, pick. And while picking, I have the option whether I want to attach it as a link or just a copy where I'll have a copy of the file and attached as a attachment into that email. So I'll have attached it as a copy. It's downloading. Yeah. So over here, the file has been attached as a copy. Now, let's say if I want to attach it as a copy, link. So while sharing this link, I'll have necessary options whether who can access this link, whether it's only the person who has access to the work drive or not. So since it is a team folder, folder. Over here it has been attached as a link. So the other one over here is a proper attachment. So this is how I can add a quick file from my work drive account to Zoho Mail. Similarly, also have the option. So if you see over here within this attachment, I also have the option whether I want to rightly add this attachment to my work drive rather than downloading it. So if I click on it, it will also open my work drive account over here, and I can select the folder under which the folder should be or the attachment should be saved. I can select the folder and click on add. So just like that, instead of downloading it to the device or locally, my attachment just got added to my work drive account over here. And you can see all the notifications pretty much over here. And apart from that, the user level notifications can be enabled from the device management, where you can manage the notification settings from there. Right. So apart from this, Stuart, is there anything else that you would like me to cover?
No, you've actually covered quite a bit of it. I think one of the last ones is a signature. I think if agents are wanting to send emails, just to have a default signature.
Perfect. Got it, Stuart. So for signature, all the users will have their own signature specific settings. Apart from that, the super admin or the organization admin can also set up an organization-wide signature, which will differ for your email, display name, contact, and everything. So for user level signature, you can just click on the settings icon, scroll down to the bottom and see the signature options, which can be set up from both desktop application and browser as well. So I'm adding a new signature. So the name which we provide over here, it's for our reference, just to avoid any confusion. And you can enter the HTML format, or in case if it's an image, you can just paste it over here. Okay. So this is my signature. I'm just saving it. Whether I want this to be placed above the quoted content or below the quoted content. So this means like whether you want the signature to be by default displayed below the content of the email or above the content of the email. So I'll just select the option below an associated email address. So over here, it's asking me to which email address the signature should be associated, whether it has to be my external email Gmail address, or if it's to be any delegated email address, or if it's my own email address. So over here, you see an option called associate contact card. So which means by default, the signature will only be applied when in case if you are replying to any emails from the specific contact. So for example, let's say this specific contact. So my signature is currently saved, but then this will only come into place or will only be effective when I am replying to this email address, which is, let's see. So this is my default one. Then contacts. One moment. Okay, so the reason why I'm not able to select my email address over here is because me being an admin, I have enforced an organization-wide signature. So by default, the signature which will be used for me is this one. As you can see over here in my signature, there is a lock icon, which shows that I won't be able to make any changes to the signature. And if you select that one, there will be a pop-up stating the same has been set up by the organization and you do not have permission to edit it. So it doesn't matter even if I'm creating a new signature or anything, I'll not be able to associate it with my email address. So that is the reason why if you see in the drop-down list, I'm not having my personal email address. Okay. So within that, I'm adding my external Gmail. So the signature is updated for my external email address, but not for my personal email, personal Zoho mail, because this is the personal Zoho mail signature, which has been set by my organization admin. So this is the same thing which will be used for my all my email account and all my alias account. But however, for my delegated accounts or for my external accounts, I can always have it changed. Moment, let me just quickly change the policy. Yeah. So now that I have removed my organizational signature, it is no longer visible over here. And this is the signature which I create. And now if I select associated email address, it's giving me all my email options, which is my personal email address, group email address, and alias email address, which I have. So I'm just selecting my primary email address. And I'm not associating it with any of contact cards, and I'm just updating it. Just like that, my new signature is updated. And over here, I can update the content. But the only obstacle the users might face is when the admin or super admin has set up an organization level signature, who won't be able to make any changes for that. Yes, so that is pretty much about signature. Anything else to it?
No, that's everything. I think we've covered everything on what we're looking for. One of the key things, and I did read through the different chat boxes there, and what you must remember, don't overwhelm yourself. This is actually a very simple process when you're actually logged into the Zoho. On the top right-hand corner, you'll see that there's a little gear icon. That gear icon, when you actually click on it, there it's being shown right now, opens up a menu system on the left-hand side, which is very self-explanatory. If you're wanting to actually set up your accounts, scroll down to where it says your different accounts, just to get those particular details. So my accounts, and there you've got everything. Click on IMAP, the one that we will all use because it has the two-way communication, which is so important. In other words, if you send something using Zoho, it will update on your Outlook or wherever you're connected to, Android, iPhone, whatever that is. And if you do the same on your Android, iPhone, or on Outlook, it will also update on your actual Zoho account. So that's what you'll do. Very, very straightforward and simple. I think one of the best things here is once it has been ticked, as you see on the screen, the IMAP and the tick is there. When you go into your Outlook, I tried it myself. All I did was I typed in my email address, put in my password, and it was set up. It was so simple. On my phone, I've got a Samsung phone, and I was using the default email. I just said add account. It made sure that it selected the IMAP, and I just put in my email address, and it was there. Very
Exactly.
straightforward and simple. Nothing complicated in all of that. Mohammed, I want to thank you so much again for coming into the session and just giving us high level. I know that we covered quite a bit. You added some extras. But I want to say to the people that are watching this, don't be confused by every little tick box and every little feature. Only work on what you need to get done. And you'll actually find it's actually very straightforward and simple. And it's not over complicated. In fact, to set up your email, it's actually just 3 little steps. Very, very straightforward and simple. Mohammed, again, I want to thank you so much for coming onto this particular session. And I'm sure that there may be some questions that are coming out. How do individuals, if they need to get hold of support at Zoho, if they've got any questions that might be a little bit more complicated that wanting to set up, how do they make contact with Zoho?
So by default, you can always drop in an email to us, support@zohomail.com, or for your South African line, I can give you a number, which is for our South Africa region, which I don't have at the moment. So once I give you the minutes of the meeting, along with that, I'll give you the means of support, how you can get in touch with us. So in that, I'll include the South African number as well.
That's fantastic. So we'll get the actual number from, so for locals, if you need to actually get hold of. But remember, support@zohomail.com, and you will obviously get that correspondence that comes back. Again, Mohammed, I want to thank you so much for coming into this particular session. It's always been great to learn something new, and I definitely learned something new in this particular session. So for everyone that's joined us, I want to wish you a fantastic week ahead. The session has been recorded. It will be made available as soon as I get the rendering, and you can then go back and rewatch all of that. So from myself, Stuart, I want to say cheers for now. Bye.
Spain has something to ask that she is not able to download the application, I believe. Same, can you
There we go.
just,
Apologies, I didn't even look at that.
no worries. Saying you can just type in like Zoho Mail desktop application. So on the first search results itself, it will